All right, it is Sunday morning, and we had some great snow last night, and this is the first I have felt good enough to be outside in the last couple days, so I thought I would record our video lecture outside today. Yeah, so hi everybody, how are you? Okay, let's take a walk with Happy Dog. We'll talk about your social media marketing plan implementation. So congratulations, most of you have been working away on getting that plan done, and now you're ready to start working on it on the next couple days. So I just thought I would use this video lecture, we'll make it short and sweet, to talk a little bit about how you think about managing your time as you start to implement your plan. I think one of the lessons that I'm hoping you take from this project is a really hopefully enhanced ability to evaluate how you manage your time. So in other words, now you've had to think in advance about how you're going to implement this plan, what you're going to do to make this social media marketing plan work for you. And you've mapped out your time. You're going to start to do those activities, and you're going to start to assess whether or not you were accurate in your evaluation, in your anticipation of how long it was going to take you. I know for me, one of the things that's been the hardest thing for me to learn professionally is to estimate the right use of my time. Sometimes I'm really guilty of underestimating how long it's going to take me to do things, and sometimes I overestimate and I get things done a lot more quickly. And I think as a marketer, learning how to do accurate time assessments on projects is one of the most important things you need to learn, especially as you start to move into a leadership position and you have staff that you're supervising or managing. I know that mapping out my staff's time, helping them to map out my staff time is really important. So, lesson number one for this week as you start to implement your plan is to start to really keep good track of your time. I would strongly suggest you use some kind of a tool. I don't care whether it's a notebook or a worksheet or you keep an Excel spreadsheet where you actually start to map out how much time you spend on each initiative, and you align it against your estimates to see how accurate your guesstimate was. It's also going to allow you to retool as you go forward. You've given me a plan, but if you come to find that some initial things that you planned took less time, maybe you can expand your offering. If in fact you find it's taking you a lot longer, you may have to refine your plan as you go forward and retool. The other thing I want you to take away from this week is some ideas around I guess risk management or anticipating problems. There's going to be things that come up that you had not anticipated or expected. People that are going to be unresponsive that you had counted on to get information from, reactions from customers that you didn't know about. And any good marketing plan requires you to do contingency planning. And good marketers get better and better at that as they go forward. They get better at thinking about what could come up that could interrupt my ability to be successful in this program, to be successful with this project. And one of the things I'd like you to assess as you go forward is how effectively did you do that? Did you think about and anticipate the things that could go wrong? The areas where you didn't perhaps have as much control as you'd like to have over initiatives or issues? If you didn't do that well, I want you to start to take some notes and think about where you could have been a better contingency planner, where you could have done better risk management. Come on, Hap. Woo! There she goes. Oh, I know. Okay, come on, keep walking. Come on. Come on, keep walking. It's good to be out. If you did do that well, that's great. Make the notations. So part of what I guess I'm asking you to do is start to think about that final wrap-up presentation that you're going to do. In that wrap-up presentation, one of your final assignments that's due for me, I'm going to be asking you, ideally through video. If you don't have a video camera, you can do a narrated PowerPoint, but I think it's going to be more effective if you do it through video. What I'm going to be asking you to do is talk about your plan and not only present what you did, but what you learned from the process. What you learned from the process about your ability to anticipate and manage your time, what you learned from your process about contingencies, risk, things that you could have or should have managed better. I'll end this lecture with this little story. Lots of times I've had employees who tell me things like, well, if only our boss would blah, 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 or if only the customer had bum, 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 or if only the client that we were working with would fill in the blank. And one of the things I've often reminded my employees is that, we can spend all the time we want creating constructs or fantasies about how we wish the world would operate or how we wish other people would respond or behave or react, but that's all it is it's a construct. I mean, that's sort of like going on the playing field for a game and saying, gee, I wish the other team's quarterback would drop the ball. I mean, life doesn't work that way. Life is about identifying what's really happening in the environment around you and being effective in moving an initiative forward despite the external factors. So, I can create the fantasy boss that I wish existed all I wanted. But if that fantasy boss doesn't exist, I shouldn't waste too much time developing a construct, developing a reality that's based on variables that I don't control. Okay, so what's my point? My point is that really good marketers are good at being very pragmatic, looking at a realistic situation around them, and then making decisions accordingly based on their reality. Not building a world of fantasy, wishing that their boss was different, or that people were different, or that the client was different. That's not good marketing. So I want you to really be aware if you start to experience frustrations, where you're potentially creating those kinds of constructs, and how you can address them. All right, I'm pulling a hill now. Can you hear me getting winded? Come on, Hap, let's go. Come on, video lecture's over. Oh, she's off and running. All right, see you guys. I will get this loaded. You can see this week on the grid. I've got a lot of time committed to you for working on your project plan. For those of you that are maintaining a blog, you can keep that time up. If you're not maintaining your blog at this point, that's all right. It was a learning exercise. You can shift those hours to continuing to do research or work on your plan. Remember, what I want is just good effort and commitment on your part. All right, hope you guys are learning something, and I'll talk to you soon. Stay in touch if you need me. Don't hesitate to call 254-6262. Bye. Oh, and here comes Happy to say goodbye. Say goodbye, Happy. Say goodbye. Good girl.